in hidden corners of our world. There are ancient traditions, too dark to fully understand. Not mayet, yes, not horror stories, but real rituals, still practiced today. For thousands of years, humanity has created rituals to honor the dead, prove courage, or seek protection from forces unseen. Some traditions are beautiful, others are unsettling. And yet, despite science, technology, and modern civilization, these rituals have survived. Tonight, we step into the shadows to uncover ancient practices that many find difficult to comprehend, but impossible to ignore. 1. Walking on fire, Spain. Imagine a small village in Spain. Night has fallen. The streets are dim, lit only by roaring flames. In the center, glowing embers burn red against the darkness. A man steps forward, barefoot. The crowd falls silent. Slowly, he walks across the burning coals. This fire-walking ritual has existed for centuries. To the villagers, the fire represents purification, strength, faith. To outsiders, it feels impossible. How can human skin survive that heat? Some say it is physics. Some say belief is stronger than pain. But as sparks rise into the night sky, the line between science and something deeper begins to blur. 2. Famadihana, Madagascar. Now, picture the rolling hills of Madagascar at sunset. The air is calm. Families gather near ancestral tombs, but they are not there to bury someone. They are there to bring their ancestors back into the light. In a tradition known as Famadihana, families open tombs, carefully lift the remains of their loved ones, wrap them in fresh cloth, and celebrate with music and dance. To many, this may sound disturbing, but to them, it is an act of love. They believe the spirits remain connected to the living, that honoring them keeps the bond alive. In these moments, death is not an ending. It is simply another presence among the living. 3. The bullet ant ritual, Brazil. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, another ancient tradition tests the limits of endurance. A young boy stands still as woven gloves are placed over his hands. Inside those gloves are bullet ants. Their sting is said to be among the most painful in the world. Described as feeling like being shot, he must endure it. Without crying, without screaming, no onset. But many times, this ritual marks the transition from boyhood to manhood. In the flickering firelight, surrounded by towering trees and thick mist, pain becomes a doorway, a passage into adulthood, and courage is measured in silence. 4. The Skull Festival, Bolivia. In Bolivia, once a year, families gather in cemeteries not to mourn, but to celebrate. Some bring decorated human skulls. They place hats on them, glasses, flowers. Candles flicker in the night. This tradition, known locally as yet, honors the spirits believed to bring protection and blessings. To outsiders, it feels eerie, but for those who participate, it is sacred. A reminder that death is not always something to fear. So me dimes. It is something to respect. Across continents and cultures, these traditions endure. In a world driven by logic and reason, why do such rituals still survive? Perhaps because humans have always feared the unknown. And rituals give shape to fear. They turn pain into meaning, death into connection, and mystery into identity. Maybe what seems dark to us is simply another way of understanding life. The world is far more mysterious than it appears on the surface. Behind celebrations, behind courage, behind silence, there are stories centuries old, and perhaps many more remain hidden. If you are willing to step deeper into the shadows, there are still countless mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Because sometimes, the most unsettling truths are not legends at all. They are reality.